What is going on, everyone out there in our Cats Chat world? Sorry, I had to run and grab something real quick and stroll right in on the camera here. So, obviously, we already got our guy, Johnny, jumping in on X for us. Good evening, Johnny. We're so thankful, as always, for you to join in. Mark, before we get into this episode and we really get going into some good talk, good conversations, I think, and we got Paul saying howdy to us. Thank you from,
Hello,
I think,
gentlemen.
Indiana or Illinois. Can't remember. But up there towards Louisville, I know that. Mark, how's your day been so far?
I mean, it's been a crazy last little bit, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's been emotional roller coaster. We've had some deaths in the community. It's just been tough. Thoughts and prayers out to the Toll family. And then, we talked about last week, me doing the interview with Trent on Wednesday with Jennifer, and then she had the heart attack the very next day. Passed away just a couple of days ago. It's been kind of just wild. And then, I had to call games back-to-back Monday and Tuesday. Harlan County came up short in both of those games. So this is the first time, I think, since 2014 that a Harlan County girls or boys team is not going to the regional tournament. So that was kind of interesting. It's just both teams came up, just couldn't get offense flow, and kind of reminded me of another team that we can talk about from time to time. But
Absolutely.
It was just so then, I had school today, taught all day. It's not been too bad, but.
Gotcha.
How's your day been?
Today has been interesting. Had some things that I didn't expect to happen, but I can't really talk too much about as the moment. But nothing sports with us, anything. Then I went to the chiropractor. Been having some back issues again. They aligned me out. No pun intended there. Excuse me. And then, I've been rushing around everywhere else today, and now here we are after leaving church. So I do get it. It's been a crazy week as far as for some of the families and the tragic loss and everything going on. Of course, as always, our prayers do go out to you all and continue prayers too. So makes you really realize how fragile life can be and how quick it can be gone too. And so I just say that not to dwell on that part of it, but just, if you have any kids, family members, whatever, be sure to tell them you love them before you quit talking to them. For the day. That's one thing I've always loved about us, and even my daughter is like, Daddy, why did you tell Uncle Mark that you loved him before you got off the computer? Sorry, that's just what we did growing up, and that's what I want to continue to do. So, but don't ever take any moments for granted. And also, the afterlife is real, and if you ever want to talk about that with anyone, of course, guys, we like to say we do the podcast. We love Kentucky sports, but more importantly, we do love God. And if you ever have any questions on that, we'd love to always talk with you on that. Hit us up in the DMs or whatnot. We do appreciate that.
Up, and I actually reached out to somebody a little different for Cats Chat. Daryl Strawberry. I don't know if you remember Daryl Strawberry. Played baseball.
Of course.
Big friends with Eric Davis. I'm a big ED guy. Always been a big fan of his. And they're like, they've played together since like growing up. And he's actually preaching somewhere now. He got his live.
Oh, wow.
And so he is going, I messaged him and I'm going to try to get him on here. He's not responded yet. So reached out to Eric Daniels today as well. I hope the email went through. It didn't come back. So hoping that that worked out. So got some fillers out there, just trying to do some things.
Gotcha.
And yes, Andrew,
I appreciate that.
I did get that 3. I'm pretty sure at the UK game that I took you guys to when I coached. It's signed by Jody Meeks, Perry Stevenson, and Tubby Smith. So I'm pretty sure I took that to the game with you guys.
Oh, you got a Tubby Smith autograph?
Yeah.
You're just now telling me this?
Sorry.
That hurts my feelings.
It's on the 3.
That's okay. I got a basketball. I got you. So, that's awesome. That'd be great. I actually talked to a guy, and if this happens, I made it happen, but I probably have no pull in this whatsoever, but talked to a guy today about, how much I don't really like ESPN so much and political and everything like that. But, and they agreed before I could even finish what I was trying to say. But I said, why can't we have some kind of Christian-based ESPN? I think it would be awesome that, you have Tim Tebow on there talking, doing whatnot. CJ Stroud with the Houston Titans. Titans. Being a front person there in their conversation, because there's a lot of athletes that stand up for Christ. That
you saw it a lot for with the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl this year, yeah. And I just feel like sometimes it gets hushed because it doesn't feel
under the rug. It's
don't fit some propagandas on that. And I just thought, man, it'd be really cool if we could be the gateway to this Christian ESPN. I don't know what we would call it, but it'd be interesting. Cross CSPN, Cross and Sports. No. Anyway, enough rambling there. Mark, as you may have seen, I went very hick there, may have seen our thumbnail. I don't know if you did or not, but it says, what did it say? It's a 3-word, and I'm trying to remember what it was, so I say this correctly.
Are you talking about what's scrolling at the bottom, thanks to the sponsors, Golden Flame?
No. But, I mean, that's obviously a great thing to do. As we always love to thank our sponsors, Golden Flame Wings, Hot Wings as well, and that is out by the mall at the Fayette Mall right in front of the movie theater on Roje Drive. So if you guys are in Lexington, please go give them a try, and I promise you will continue to go there. And my wife already has told me I put no.
Oh, you're talking about the title for like the episode. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
With a question mark. So right now, yes, we just beat South Carolina and all that stuff, but there's been a lot of talk in the past couple of days about Kentucky still doesn't have a committed recruit for next year's 26-27 team.
And we had a kid that's been in 27 that actually came to visit, didn't he? Or he's coming this weekend.
Coming this Saturday.
Next year. But we still don't have a recruit for this year. I mean,
I just wanted to ask. Okay, that's where I was going. Are you worried about this?
Well, it really makes you wonder a couple things. One, is it because of NIL, the issues that, we talked about before with maybe they don't like the structure of the way the NIL set up. Makes you wonder also if possibly maybe they're not liking what they're seeing from Pope's offense. I mean, I really don't know. And it could be a number of things. You don't know what the factors are. I mean, a lot of it does have, like, especially with the bigger recruits, a lot of it's all about the money. And I mean, let's just be honest. That's usually what it goes down, what it goes down with. So, man, I don't know, but it is troubling. It's very troubling to me.
Yeah, it does worry me, but I'll get to why I kind of want to talk about this too. Sorry. Because not only do we not have one that's signed or even committed, that is, we struck out a bunch on these top guys. And, Calipari era, we would hit in these 1s, 2s, 5s, or whatever ranks, and always being up there in the recruiting class. So as we try to go for those guys again and we're striking out, I'm okay with it some, but to not have one in your third year, because that will be going into the third year, really makes me wonder what the players are thinking of Pope. And, of course, we've talked about this as far as the JMI, whatever's going on there and how that works. We don't really know. But players should be wanting to come to Kentucky. I think we're still the number 1 winning team in college basketball. I don't think Kansas has passed us yet, but we have been losing some here lately, so I don't know. But I think we still have it.
They're about to.
It's very close. But it just makes you wonder, have we lost who we really are during these past 2 years of commitments or players wanting to come to play for Kentucky? Or here's my next point or a thought on this. Do we really not care about high school players anymore? And that's not Kentucky, just as a general. Are high school players really a thing of the past as far as what you're trying to build with? Because here's my quote. Go ahead.
Our former coach, he's really adamant about how, the way that recruiting goes
talent
now,
over.
It's really hurting the high school recruits coming in because, they're looked over for some of these guys that may be coming back as a 5th-year senior or whatever, that nature. And there's upside to that, but there's also, I mean, if you're not getting fresh recruits in, you have to rely on that transfer portal every year. And you may not be getting the big names. So it's scary to think about not having any recruits.
It really is. It's basically your future. But I know in today's time, the future isn't really built upon. It's basically who is now available and let's get them. But here's my thought on this. And as I was trying to think how I want to argue this, the last 4 championships, we'll go with it because that's what I have at least pulled up here. Of course, last year was Florida. Year before that, UConn back-to-back. And the year before that, in 2022, was Kansas. So those are your last 4 championship teams. And I went to 24/7 Sports just to try to look at some of the top recruits during those years. And let's see here, in 2022, the number 1 commit or recruiting in high school was Nick Smith out of Arkansas, who went to Arkansas, ranking 100. The next player was Derek Lively, who went to Duke. And then it was Whitehead, who also went to Duke. And then Kyle Filipowski also went to Duke. So 3 Duke players, and then Casey Wallace to Kentucky. So that was your top 5. Duke, Kentucky, nor Arkansas was in anywhere close being the champions in 2022. So I was like, okay, well, so no freshman really made much of an impact for the NCAA tournament championship anyways. So I wanted to go and look at 2023 just to kind of see how this is playing out here. So in 2023, I think I said it was UConn won back-to-back years. And on our top 5, Ron Holland went pro. I think he went to the G League. Isaiah Collier went to Southern California. Justin Edwards was number 3. Cody Williams, who played at Colorado, who I couldn't even tell you who that was number 4. And then Aaron Bradshaw was number 5. And then I'll just go ahead and throw this in. Number 6 was DJ Wagner. So in 2023, 3 Kentucky players in the top 6. And
how'd that work out for us?
We fired the coach. So, and then even Isaiah Collier and, of course, Holland went pro, so that doesn't really matter.
But I'm also asking, though, how'd that work out for us, though, with those 3 top recruits?
Wagner is still playing in college. Bradshaw went to Ohio State.
Then he went to Memphis.
Okay, so he went to Memphis, and I don't know now. Justin Edwards. Okay, Justin Edwards did make it pro. He's doing okay in the pros. But, yeah, as far as for Kentucky, nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say, think about what his stat line was at Kentucky. It's like he never could get it going. He had a couple games here and there where he looked really good, and then is kind of non-existent after that.
And still, these players, let's see here. Actually, all 5 of those players, even DJ Wagner, coming out of high school, was ranked 5 stars at 99. 99. So just we've had some hundreds and 99s that didn't really have much of a college career. All right, so 2024, last year. Number 1, everyone should be able to know it or name it, Cooper Flagg, 100 ranking at a 5-star. Yes, he's great. Yes, he's doing great in the NBA, but did Duke do much in the playoffs or in the March Madness? A little bit, but I can't really remember how far they even went. So, no. The next 2 players, the number 2 and number 3, both play at Rutgers, Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper. Rutgers didn't do anything in March Madness either, or at least they didn't make it to the Final Four. I know that. And then number 4 was, I'm going to butcher this name. It's Kalman Maluche, if I say that correctly, but he also played for Duke. So Duke has 2 top 5 recruits in 2024, and so does Rutgers. They don't make it even to the championship. And then number 5 played at Baylor, VJ Edgecombe. Again, Baylor won it, I think, in 2021, but we're not talking about those years. So, again, top 5 players, 3 recruiting classes did not help the team go to the championship, at least. So, now we are to this year's roster, basically. Let's see here. So, number 1 is a Kansas guy. Whoa, I just went crazy on this screen. There we go. And that's Darren Peterson, who I think is now saying he's not playing anymore because of the NBA draft. So he's out. Kansas is not up there so greatly at the moment. I mean, they're a good team. I don't know how many they've lost, but they're respectable. AJ Dibantis, if I say that right, that committed to BYU. He's definitely a good player, ranked 100 as well. I don't know if they're a championship team. We'll see. Cameron Boozer is number 3, another 100, and then Nate Ament is the 4th there at 99. So, and the 5th, let me say it, is Acuff Jr. and Arkansas. So we got Arkansas, Tennessee, Duke.
Him and Ament
do what?
Pretty good seasons, but
yes, but I hate to say it, but I don't think Tennessee has a chance of winning the championship. So I mean, yes, it's great that you're getting a number 1, but he's going to be a one and done. So it's not building anything. And so I don't know really how important it is that we have top 5 recruits year in and year out anymore. Not one team made it even to the Final Four. I might be lying on that. I don't know exactly as far as back to 2022, but they're not memorable. So,
well,
what do you think on this? I think
I
Stokes is going to be like a Cooper, but
I hear your argument. Like, I get what you're saying, and I kind of feel what you're saying, but there are a lot of factors that come into play.
of course,
If you're just recruiting top talent and you don't really have like they don't really fit into the puzzle of what you're trying to create, it doesn't help that much. So
right.
a lot of that goes with the players that you put around them as well. Like if you've already got some seasoned players and you can put a piece in that fills a gap that you need. You know what I mean? Like that's to me, that's the difference maker. If you're just having a whole group of freshmen, you can have some really good things happen. But I mean, even the year when Kentucky won it last, was it 2012? Is that right?
Yep.
I mean, you think about what they had. Not only did they have a good class coming in and Davis and those guys, but they also kept Deron Lamb. They also kept Terrence Jones from the previous year. So they had Darius Miles,
Miller.
Darius Miller, not Darius Miles. But I'm saying they had some of those key pieces that were coming back, and then they were filling what they needed with these new guys coming in. So there's a formula to it. I mean, you got to have some recruits. You got to have some guys coming in. And you need talent just because, I mean, if nothing else, in practice, you want to be playing against good players.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just really, I think, trying to lick my wounds on not having a commit yet, but I don't know how much I want to say that it really is that valuable to have a top recruit. I mean, if we look now, and I've heard KSR ask this, if we look at next year's team, who do we actually think is going to be coming back? And they said maybe 4 to 5 players at the top 6. I apologize. My TV is super loud there. Let me get that stopped. And we can name them if we wanted to, who we think come back, but still, like, we got to fill in pieces. You know, Aberdeen could come back, I think. He's not a senior, right?
I don't think so.
Lowe is for sure able to come back, and I've heard they don't know if they would really try to go with that route. Garrison could come back. Ortega's gone. We know that. And
I don't think Garrison will come back, man. Not with the year.
I don't either. And then, of course, Trent. We got Chandler, Yelovich, Hawthorne, who I can't wait to see. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping Hawthorne doesn't bail because I really want to see him play.
Yes, and then Marino as well. So we've got a good, solid group coming that could come back. We don't know how transfer portal is going to go or anything.
It's funny you bring that up because, today during my planning period, Jacob Carroll comes in a lot during the day because I'm his mentor teacher, and we were talking about that. He said, Kentucky
that's scary.
I know it is scary. Could have a lot of people coming in, and he said they're coming back, and I said, yeah, but the thing is, I realize that they're able to come back, but in the landscape of college basketball today, you don't know who's coming back. I mean, I just think to football, we interviewed Cutter, and he was talking about being back and all that, but then when things changed, he did what was best for him, and I totally understand. But that's what I'm saying. You can't even go by them going, yeah, I want to be here next year. You don't know how they're going to fit into whatever Kentucky's going to try to bring in. So, I mean, here's the thing. If you could run it back with some of these guys, I think a year together would help them because I think that's really what our Achilles heel was at the beginning of the season. These guys just didn't play well together, and it's something that can be fixed. But our biggest problem is we go stagnant on offense, man.
Yes.
And they've been talking about it a lot. You brought up KSR. They were talking about our bench not having any production. And I actually messaged you about it today because it kind of bothered me that, people want to go after Trent because he's not hit some of his shots.
I'm listening. Keep going.
Yeah, but, people were saying he's not hit some of his shots here lately. But I said, you look at a player like Trent Noah, though, even though he did not score yesterday, he was a +7 while he was on the floor. So he does other things that make up for maybe not getting the bucket. I mean, he was 0 for 3 from deep, 0 for 4 overall. But here's the kicker. You got a player who's not had consistent playing time until just recently. They've started playing him a little more. Hadn't had consistent playing time. And I think he was a little bit gun shy from taking some shots because he wanted to value the time he had on the floor to try to do good things to keep playing time. And it's one of those things you can't base it all up on just scoring. And I get it. With the offensive troubles that we've had, it does come back to if you're not getting production from the bench, it hurts. But I think one of the major things that hurts the most is the way that we substitute.
What's up, Zach?
What's up, Zach? The way we bring people in off the bench at times, some of the lineup changes we do, it's almost like a hockey change, where you got
it's a line change, yeah, for sure.
Leaving one in, and it's just not gelling with this team. It's not working. I think putting certain people in at certain times. What's up, Dad? Love you. I think it's just one of those things where you have to be careful. Like, you got to be like, go with the hot hand at the moment. I get subbing. I absolutely do. You got to sub, but I just feel like sometimes we sub when we don't need to, or like somebody's cold and we don't take them out quick enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
right.
I don't know, but it just kind of bothered me that a lot of people are bringing up. Yeah, he's not had, I think it was KSR that was talking about he hadn't had a basket since January or something like that. But I was like, he's not had many minutes. He had some games where he may have only got 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, right. I don't know the exact time, but it's hard to get consistent when you're not getting consistent time, if that makes sense. It's and
100%.
I will say he does have to step it up. He's going to have to hit some of these shots. He's going to have to get it together. I'm not one of these guys that's like ride or die no matter what. Some of that is he's going to have to keep working through it, but that's what shooters have to do. A shooter has to shoot through the woes. You know what I mean? Like you have to get out of it. The only way to get out of it is to keep shooting. Michael Jordan said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you got to get out of it. So, and the only way to do that is to keep shooting.
And I'm going to say this too. In his games, because we talked about this, and yes, I'm 100% that I don't know if Trent should be getting some of his minutes that he's getting, and I'll get back to that to tell you why. But these shots that they're saying that he should be making, he was 0 for 2 one game. Like 0 for 2 in like 18 minutes.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that the same game that Chandler started out 0 for 3 before he hit like 5 in a row?
I think I'm not for sure, but yeah, it was still
not. And I was like, he only got 2 shots. Like,
yes. And so that's what's crazy to me. Yes, he's an over, and guys, we'll get to these comments in a second. I see him coming in here, but it's hard for a player to get into rhythm to actually feel comfortable shooting, especially when you warm up. You warm up 30 minutes before the game starts and keep on going. You get your plays, whatever, and you come back, and then you sit on the bench for 12 to 15 minutes before you get in. And I'm not saying that's a justification going on with it, but what I'm saying is, in this offense, and this is where I'm getting to where I think his production should either be cut down in minutes or it needs to be more tweaked, because I refer to him as like a Cameron Mills player, the way that Kentucky's trying to play him. He's a pure shooter. And in this offensive way Pope is running it, it's, hey, I want a screen here, and if they jump the screen or if they blitz it, we know we pass it here to pass it here. It's all reactions. And we've talked about this. His offense is so sophisticated, if you will, that nothing's really set in stone. It's just like, here's the blueprint of what we're wanting to do. Or what I say is, here's the platter of food that I cooked for you, but you can pick what you want to eat out of it. So it's got like its base, but then it's all reaction for that. And that hurts Trent, in my opinion, because for some reason he's not putting the ball down on the floor, which we know he could do. We don't know about the college level because we've not seen it. High school teams were triple teaming him, and he was still having 30 points. So we don't know if Pope is just telling him, hey, you're in here to shoot, just shoot. If anything, 1 or 2 dribbles, kick it out. So to me, he's hesitant on afraid of turning the ball over on the bounce. Right? Yes. And so in this offense, if you're not getting the pick, or if you're only getting picks, like it's never a screen for him, off-ball screen to get the ball ready to shoot, like a play. How many times did we see Cameron Mills run the baseline, coming around, making a big circle on there, coming out at the top of the key, getting a double screen catch? Hey, you're supposed to shoot this. We don't really care what you look like coming up. You're pulling it, even the defender's there. There's no design plays for, I'm going to say Trent because he's our guy. There's no design plays for even Cam coming up with that. Even our shooter that's killing it right now, Chandler. Most of his shots that he's been hitting there is a couple passes right back to you. Okay, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm a little bit too far out, but I'm still shooting it because I'm open. So,
yeah, he does take some of those pretty deep.
Yeah, there's been like 2 from the coach's hash, I feel like. So that's one thing that I have concerns is I don't know why Pope doesn't have specified plays here to run for, hey, let's try to get Trent a shot, or, hey, let's try to get Chandler coming off of this to get those. Because how many times in high school or even grade school you see that pure shooter coming up through the free throw line, and you have 2 double high screens, if you will, that just collapse, shut the door basically. They slip through it and they collapse, and you get the 3-point shot right there. Like, there's no design threes. That's why I think if Pope doesn't want to add him in it, granted, I know he's a bench man, but these are also plays you could draw up for Cam, for Chandler, even Yelovich, who's got a good shot from three. If he doesn't draw up specific plays for these players, there's no point in playing them. And I'm going to say that. I don't think Trent should not get minutes, but I'm going to say I don't think Trent can get minutes if he is not getting these plays designed for him to be ready to shoot. Here's somebody that says, if Trent isn't shooting, he can't be in. And I agree with that, unfortunately, because that's his best.
I would counter that, though, because he does good things that some of these players don't do. Like,
I agree.
Every rebound, like he crashes the board. If we'd have just had somebody doing that against Auburn, we could have won that game.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, we talked about that. You know, we'll get to the Auburn game in a minute because there's a lot to talk about there. But, yeah, it's on
offense, you're right. He's basically in shooting position waiting for the pass. And I feel like a lot of times they look him off too. I'll say it.
And that makes me wonder if that could affect your confidence. You know what I mean? Like if your teammates are looking you off and not kicking it to you when they because I've seen us drive and go in against three guys and we have two guys out on the wing wide open and we don't kick it. And I'm not even just saying Trent. I mean, I've seen other players stand out there wide open and we won't kick it.
Well, Mark, you're a shooter. I'm not. So if you're standing out there waiting to shoot a three-pointer or shoot a shot and you're in the position and you sit there for a good 10 seconds, are you really ready to shoot, or is it that time kind of passed? Because if you're too open, it's hard to shoot. You know, you think about it too much.
Gets in your head because you're like, well, now they're going to give it to me, you know?
So, I mean, I feel like that's a problem. I'd love for him to get the ball, pump fake, and actually drive it in. Create. If you're not going to get the shot, create something. He's good enough to do that. I mean,
See, I think it's hard for a lot of people, like just your fair weather fan that's not actually seen him play. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I saw him playing the Arby's Classic against other college talent. You know what I mean? Like they were double and triple teaming him at the Arby's Classic. It was just, and he would still go get his buckets. It was just what happened. And it's like, I think that's what gets me is it does make me a little biased because I've seen him play so much. I know what he is capable of. And you're just like, man, I just want to see him get that opportunity and flourish. I mean, when it comes to it, I'm a Kentucky fan. I've always been a Kentucky fan. I always will be a Kentucky fan. But I think this year has just left a bad taste in people's mouths. It's just, you know, we see little things happen, and it's like I think we almost want to nitpick every little thing. But I feel like some people will pick on just one player individually here and there when there's several players that are doing things that I'm just like,
I mean, let's be honest. We could really name every player that's in the game and say something bad that they've done. But if we dwell on the negative part of it, that's all we're going to think and expect to do. I think sometimes they are putting too much pressure on themselves to not lose games. And sometimes that can go back to bite you. I mean, you think Ortega has forced some shots. We know that. Even Aberdeen has forced some threes that he shouldn't be taking. Chandler, if you're missing a couple, maybe you should hesitate in shooting. Like, I mean, he's a slump shooter. It don't matter. It's a shot. And sometimes that led to a bunch of turnovers in the Auburn game, I think it was. And even not Jasper. Well, Jasper, who is a great player, can't dribble the ball all of a sudden. I mean, he bounced it off his legs 3 or 4 times here recently. Garrison never hustles for certain rebounds and
like
key plays.
In their own heads. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they're all getting in their own heads right now. And it's like you let one error turn into 2 errors. And like you can't let one mistake turn into another mistake. You gotta
short-term memory.
Play through it. You can't let a bad call by an official. Like it made me so mad that everybody from the Auburn games, like the referees cost us a game, even Mark Pope. To me, that's a sellout. There were other things we could have done in that game to win that game. We should have never been in that position to begin with. I mean,
the rest were bad. The rest were bad. Yes, that was a horrible call.
Yeah,
he sold it well though. But when you steal the ball and you're up 1 and you go down and shoot a layup and miss it and get the rebound
and miss the putback
and miss that rebound, and then they come back and take the lead by 1, I think it was.
And that's why I
could have been up 3.
We reminded like Carlin County reminded me of Kentucky last night because they stole the ball, drove down, we missed the layup, missed the putback. And I was just like, that kind of sums up the night. When things are going bad, it seems like everything goes bad.
Yeah.
You let 1 turnover turn into 2 turnovers, and then you let it turn into 3 turnovers, just lazy passes, not setting the screen, trying to fight under the screen instead of over top of the screen. It's little stuff. And I mean, I think, I look back to the Tennessee game. Nate Ament was lighting us up from 3. And it's because we weren't getting out on him. And who wasn't getting out on him in that game? It was our best offensive player, Owe. He wasn't coming out on him. He was letting him shoot.
Right.
But you can't take Owe out of the game for that because Owe's your offensive threat. And it's little things like that I just feel like we can't put all the pieces together. And it's just so frustrating.
And I feel like, and I hate to say this because, again, I feel like we're dwelling on the negative part of it. I feel like our offense is good, but at times we are gasping to make a right read play to score. It's almost like it is a struggle every basket for us to run the offense. You've got these other teams that run the perfect back screens, 2 picks over here, reversal, and it's like, okay, they drew that up and got a layup. That is obviously a play that they just did in timeout, in the huddle, whatnot. And then you got Kentucky comes out, and it's just like, okay, we're down to 10 seconds shot clock. Let's get a high screen. Let's do this. Make that extra pass. Oh, hey, it went. Yes, all right. Let's get back on defense. It's never really felt super comfortable out of a timeout against South Carolina. There was that screen, and I hadn't seen him do it, and I thought it was a great play if that's what he did because they did it back-to-back. The Chandler came across where the ball is, got a away from the ball screen from Malachi, and then came back and got the ball again, and then it was a isolation, basically a 2-on-2 half court on that side where they double-teamed, and Marino went to the hole, bounce pass, dunk. I was like, okay, that's the best-looking play that I have seen us do where we actually executed everything. Away from going away from the ball screen that we hadn't ever seen, only to get them to overplay and then come back and switch. I was like, oh, wow, that was interesting. They came back and did it the very next play and didn't turn out for anything. It looked horrible because they were ready for it, and we tried to do the exact same thing. And that's when Chandler hit the 3 because he came up, wasn't there, passed it back, and they tried to rerun what they were doing. He said, you know what, I'm shooting it. So sometimes I feel like our offense, we say stagnant. I feel like it's chaotic to make a play happen. If Ortega don't take it on the dribble, it ain't looking good. If Aberdeen don't dribble at the top, do his little thing, and then actually penetrate, it ain't going to look good. So, those offenses are hard for pure shooters to do anything. Trent, Yelovich, whoever, which Yelovich had a pretty good game last game.
Yeah, he brings up a good point here. Way too much hero ball, not playing as a team. And that's one thing I have noticed. Like, I feel like when we go on an offensive slump, we take it on ourselves to try to do ISO plays. We're just trying to take it one man, drive it down the middle. That's not always going to work because let's just be honest. They're focusing on Owe. That's the one man that they're going to focus on every time, and they're going to try to cut him off, and they're going to help. We can't get ourselves into that point where we think we have to score ourselves.
Yes.
You got to think we got to score as a team. Let's find the open man. Let's get an open look. And I think that's sometimes what gets out of our head. And here's the thing. I've seen Owe make some crazy shots. Like, I don't even know how he makes them. And I'm not taking anything away from him, but I don't think you need that all the time when you're having those offensive slumps. You need the team to come together and kind of play together and have some unity. It's just I'm kind of like him. I feel like hero ball takes over at times. And I feel like some players that don't get a lot of playing time, they feel like they have to shoot every time they get it because they're worried that if they don't, you know what I mean? They're going to be pulled right back out.
Yeah.
And that's why I almost feel like Jasper's kind of got in his own head a little bit with some of this.
I feel like Jasper is the new Aberdeen. And I say that because when Aberdeen would come in behind low, he was trying to do everything to prove what he could do, and he was turning it over. Now that he didn't have that over his head, he could play more freely, loose. And now Jasper is that guy.
Aberdeen could actually play his actual position.
Yes.
Think about how, like, we've asked a lot of Aberdeen this year, and I will say that, like, he's frustrated the crap out of me at times. Like, sometimes when he would drive and wouldn't kick it, stuff like that. But if we didn't have Aberdeen on this team this year, we've lost several more games. Like, because he's really stepped up. Like, he's really started shooting the ball a whole lot better. I feel like he's kind of gotten to a rhythm. And that's what I want to see the rest of this team do, is get into that rhythm together. And here's the crazy thing. This team has so much potential.
They really do.
And I think that's why I get so mad. I even look back. Let's talk about the Auburn game just again for a second. We were talking about that after game. What blew my mind, we were talking about substitutions earlier, like how it just messes with us. Why was Marino not in instead of Garrison.
Garrison.
And I'm not taking anything away from Garrison. I'm just saying, but we have seen him be lazy at times going for the ball. Right. Why was Marino not in there? And I realize, he's a freshman. He's going to make mental mistakes, but I just feel like he should have been in at the end of the game. That's just me.
I will say, I do think Garrison has better motor skills on defense, so I get it. But at the same time, he has those laps of mental breakdowns. But Mo was actually on that side where the guy crashed to get that putback. But nobody looked to box out. So I don't want to just say it's one person. But yes, I totally get what you're saying. Trust me, I do.
One thing I will say, though, that I did notice, I feel like sometimes we try to let athleticism take over the fundamentals. And you can't do that. What did our dad always tell us when when the ball's shot? What are you supposed to do?
Put a butt on a man.
Body on somebody. And you can't just try to out jump them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just try to out jump them. And I did notice there were a couple players that just jumped at the rim trying to go for the rebound. And what happened? The rebound came off over top of them. Easy putback. If you got a body on somebody, that don't happen. And Jimmy's saying Marino's trying to get healthy from something. Pope won't disclose what, though. He did roll his ankle a little bit in one of those games right at the beginning of the game. I think it was the Auburn game. Came back and played, though, so maybe that's what it is. And I like Jimmy brings up the point, we struggle guarding the three. You're right. Georgia was dunking all over everybody, and they pretty much beat us at Rupp shooting threes.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody, like me and Josh talk about this when we call games. We'll go to a game. I'll never forget, we played McCreary Central this year, and they averaged like 6 threes a game. They had 5 threes in the first quarter.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, why do we even look at stats? Because, every time that we get a stat line on somebody, something else happens. It never fails. Never fails.
Gotcha. That's crazy. But, I think sometimes that's kind of the scouting report against Kentucky is that we go under screens. We talked about that on the Florida game. You got
to fight through that screen. You got to go through it.
And then all of a sudden, everyone's shooting threes on us. And that's the new era of basketball is shoot threes. So it's crazy that's
lock them out. That's what we say. You can't just out jump everybody, especially in the SEC, man. There's just too many athletes. You got to put a butt on.
All right, so we haven't said one word about the South Carolina game. Do we want to talk about it? I mean, we're glad we got the W.
100% honest with you, I didn't really get to watch a lot of it because while that game was going on, I was calling our game. So, I had it on, and I'm keeping up with the score. I didn't like that it stayed close as long as it did. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I really thought we'd win by possibly double digits, but it's hard to ever play an SEC game and do that. But I think we ended up with 9. It was like 1 point game with 2 minutes left or something like that. So I mean, it was a close game. That all of a sudden we popped it out of what we were doing and was able to have a few games. This guy says that we played like a turd sandwich. Otega, I think
I did not hear what you said.
Okay, said that he played like a turd sandwich, but I want to say Otega was shooting at one point like 2 of 15, maybe. He only had 8 points in the game, so he offensively was not there. But again, like what you said, teams are going to just start trying to get the ball out of Otega's hand, and that's what I would do against his team. So he was very upset. I don't know if you got to watch the end of the game or not, but he really wanted the ball to get fouled so he could get his 10th points because I think he had 10 points or plus for 30 straight games, and he only ended with 8 points. So he even shot a half-court shot with like 0.5 seconds left, hoping to get that 10, 11 points, which I thought was kind of selfish. But so, Yelovich played well. Are you looking up some stats?
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
Okay. Yelovich, and this is what I think is crazy, is Yelovich was one of 2 people that scored all of her points in a 14-minute span and then didn't finish the game, didn't play the last 17 minutes of the game. And people are on that talk, but they don't want to talk about how many points we scored in the last 2 minutes there where we moved the lead from 1 to almost double digits. But, everybody wants to complain about these substitute.
I mean, we shot 28% from 3. That's not a great clip, but that's what South Carolina shot as well. So maybe we played a little better defense on the 3-point line. I don't know. They still hit 8, but
it says we play down to our competition and sometimes don't even show up for good teams. So we play bad.
That's true.
Yeah.
Aberdeen really was the workhorse in that game against South Carolina. I mean, he had 19 points. He was 4 of 6 from deep, 6 of 12 from the floor.
What did Yelovich do?
He was 5 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3.
Okay. But still, 5 of 10. He was one that really kept us in the game or kept us
He had
ahead
3
of the game.
rebounds, 3 turnovers.
Yelovich, I really think, has got to be an X factor for us moving forward. We've got to get at least – I think he has to make at least 1 3 a game. I know that's crazy. 1 3 a game.
He did. He made
and at least 5 rebounds. And then it's going to be a good game for him. Mark, we're at 41 minutes right now. Let's kind of speed through this a little bit if you don't care. So the South Carolina game,
we didn't get any points off the bench. We did. Mo Diabate had 12.
And Yelovich starts. So, yeah, 12 points.
Garrison even had 4. I mean, he was 1 for 4 from the floor, but he had 4 points.
Right. So he wasn't in the last part of the game. Yelovich, of course, yeah. I don't know why, but my phone Siri is picking up on my phone here. That's crazy. So, South Carolina game, we didn't really play great, but we did come up with a win. Chandler is ice with 2 minutes less than 2 minutes to go in the game from 3-point line. We know that now. So, we have 3 games left. As of the win yesterday or the day before yesterday, we're being projected as an 8th seed in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, that could change. If we lose all 3 of these games, I think we're still on the bubble as far as getting the NCAA tournament.
So if
we win 8, 1 of these games,
we play a 9, correct?
Yes, okay. And then that means second round we play a 1. So we don't want the 8 or 9 seed. But we have Vandy at home, Texas A&M on the road, and finish with Florida at home.
I mean, that's not an easy schedule.
No, and I think we have to win one of those games.
One of these teams.
Yes. Is Texas A&M – is that – I want to see what the Vegas says on that one because I don't know if that would be a true upset. They did beat Duke, I think, or it might have been Texas Tech. I said that last time.
A&M's had a pretty good season.
Any game on the road in the SEC is tough, and it's going to be on the road. What's crazy is against Florida is going to be senior night for some of our guys. That's crazy to think that the defending championship team is our senior night, but that's how the schedule goes. I really cannot wait for this Vandy game. I want to see how we respond to getting smacked in the face in Vandy.
They actually have us favored against Vandy. 56.6% UK, 43.4% Vandy. That kind of shocks me a little bit.
That's crazy.
I feel like we played worse at home.
Somewhat.
On some of these games.
I might have to get on DraftKings and put some money on Vandy.
They've had a kind of a rough month of February too. They lost to Oklahoma at the beginning of February. Then they lost to Missouri. They lost to Tennessee. They did beat Georgia by 8, and now that was their last game. And now that was at home, and now they're coming in to play us. So,
okay, we'll see how it goes then. Do you think we have a shot at either? Well, Vandy were a favorite. Do you think we have a shot against Florida?
Man, I think if this Kentucky team plays to their capability, I think they can beat pretty much anybody if they play to their capability. Have we seen a full game to their capability yet this year, though? That's my question. You think we've seen a game where they have played to the best of their ability as a team?
I personally think no.
I don't think so either. I've seen some individual performances that were awesome, but I don't think I've seen the whole team play as a whole. What do you say there? I think Pope has done an okay job under the circumstances, but I'll also say I'm almost 40, and the worst game I've ever watched was under Pope this year, Gonzaga, so they're very hard to read this year. I agree 100%. That game, like so many games, have frustrated me. The Louisville game frustrated me. I mean,
the Vandy frustrated me.
Yeah, the Vandy game frustrated me because we were coming off a stretch where we'd won a couple games, wasn't it? Wasn't that when we went and played Vandy? Or was that
we beat Tennessee? I think we beat Texas and Ole Miss. So yeah, we won 3 in a row there.
So everyone that we play closing out the year has a better record than us.
Yeah, I will say I agree with him. We actually looked good against St. John's.
We had a really good half against them. It's almost like sometimes, like I've even seen us come out and build a lead, and then all of a sudden it's almost like we go into cruise control and just like we don't keep pushing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Now, the Texas A&M game, they've got A&M favored 56.3%, us 43.7%.
Okay. So the game I thought we would be winning is the one that
Because
we're
that
actually the underdogs
Texas
in.
A&M's 19-8 on the year. I mean, they've had some good wins.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say this: Pope circumstance. Yes, we have two of our star players who we were depending on. That's not playing. That's just period. Now I'm not making an excuse because we're Kentucky basketball. Whoever's there should be the next man up and be ready to go. 100%.
He brings up a good point. He better get some dudes on paper. That's what we were talking about at the beginning. He better get some ideas, man. Texas A&M is actually losing to Arkansas right now by 11. They're at Arkansas.
Okay. I also think this too. If we win one of these games, we may get at least one bye in the SEC game or tournament. So I think we have to win one of these. I'd love for us to win both our home games. That would be great. If we beat Vandy and lose to Texas A&M and win at Florida, are you still happy?
Say that again.
I said if we beat Vandy and Florida and lose to Texas A&M, are you happy?
If we beat Vandy and Florida and lose to Texas A&M, I'd take that. If you beat Vandy and Florida, that's beating two ranked teams. I mean,
yes,
absolutely,
I'm 100% with that.
And I think that would take you off that 8 seed.
See, Jimmy, we actually talked about this earlier as far as who we thought. We kind of went through it quick. That's what's so scary about this is you don't know who really is coming back.
And that's the thing. That's, we said in the landscape today, who knows? Like there's people you automatically think, they're definitely coming back, but you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So,
I mean, personally, I talked about this actually at church is Trent Noah, everyone's saying he would be dumb to ever leave Kentucky because if he stays there 4 years, he's king. He could run for governor. I agree with that. But at the same time, Perry went to Ole Miss, I think, for what the rumor was $1 million. Perry technically could leave Ole Miss and transfer somewhere else for probably another $1 million. So Trent could leave for more money and still end his career at UK. We don't know about that. But still, the way the fans, in my opinion, have kind of turned on the Mountain Mamba this year, they ain't been loyal to him, so why would he have to be loyal to Kentucky?
I'll be honest with you.
I think he leaves.
Eastern Kentucky's really had his back. I will say that. I feel like Eastern Kentucky has because a lot of these people have seen him play other than at Kentucky. A lot of these people that never seen him play anywhere other than Kentucky, they're the ones that – and I feel like I get mad because, I mean, and not just for him. I feel like the way we talk about some players sometimes is just you got to remember these are still people. You know what I mean? I've been getting
a disconnected vibe from Kentucky. Yes, that's where I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like we're being loyal to him. I mean, we booed Travis Perry, who pretty much turned the ball over almost 33% of the time last year, and we booed him for leaving Kentucky. And it blows my mind because Chandler ended the year – I dropped it twice, I apologize – ended the year last year looking really good as a backup point guard. We had Lowe coming and we had Aberdeen coming, so – Chandler was ahead and still is ahead of Travis Perry, so he would have been fourth string. Yes, you should go somewhere else. That's totally understandable. So I don't know why Kentucky fans even booed him. Like, that was the best decision for him. So, I mean, if he's feeling disconnected, I mean, yeah, he's still in all these commercials and everything on that. So Kentucky still loves him. We just want something out of him. I get it. So, but if I had to name who I
want to know where the team was that played Purdue in the exhibition. That's all I want to know. Where has that team been?
That's the best I guess we've played. I mean, we were championship caliber team that day. Jonathan, everything we shot went into.
He brings up a point that we've talked about. A lot of people want to hark on him about his defense, but I think he does play very well defensively because, like I said, in that game against Tennessee when Ament was getting all those open threes, when Trent was guarding him, he did not get those open threes.
Right.
I mean, and I'm not – I don't want people to think that I'm just automatically going to defend him all the time. You know, I will like – there are times where I'm like, why is he not shooting? Like, he needs to shoot that. He had an open window. He should have shot it.
Well, Mark, I told you from day one I was worried about his defense, especially man-to-man. I said I was worried about his defense man-to-man because he's too small to play the 4 or at least guard the 4, and he's too slow to guard the 3. But this year, he really is sacrificing his body against the bigs to push them out any way he can. and they're not really scoring on him. And he's using his body against the faster guards to, veer them out from the basket. And he's doing decent on defense. So, yeah, I can't say he's done too bad on defense. See here, David says Trent needs to get home and find his shot. Only 2 points this month, and we know he is way better than that. Trent stays at SC. I don't know what that is.
South Carolina. If he would have stayed at South Carolina, he said he went.
Oh, okay.
And that is
100%.
That's true. A lot of pressure playing for Kentucky.
Yes, it's a privilege, he says, though. So I actually thought about that. I didn't realize he was meaning South Carolina. It makes total sense because he was committed there. I think Trent would be a much better player at South Carolina right now because I don't think he would be hesitant putting the ball on the floor like he is. And I think the offense would actually ran more set plays for a shooter. We've seen it for South Carolina with what they had. So, yeah, I get that on for sure.
I think people just don't understand the reason the reason I will always go to bat for him, though. He's my kid. He's my dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always going to have his back no matter what. I don't care if he's going through the worst slump ever.
Yeah.
He's still my guy. So
I feel like Purdue didn't go 100% in that game, honestly, for Georgetown to turn around and beat us like they did. I think we were trying to show everything that we did have. I will say that. And I think Purdue didn't really care because it was an exhibition game. But, yeah. This guy says he wished Trent would come off the screen and shoot the ball quicker. It would help, but he has to get tougher and less hesitant. I agree.
And that's where I'm talking. You got to get out of your own head. Like when you have an open shot, you got to take it, and you got to have a quick trigger in the SEC because they're going to close out quick. And
the thing for it too,
do what
is when I said it, and it only fit blah, blah, blah. And also the scouting report for Trent is he's a shooter. So you have to get out there. And so they could actually Yes, but he's not trying to dribble any, and that's the thing. Pump and they get up, attack the goal. Shoot a floater.
As soon as you hesitate even the least bit in the playing in these games, the window's gone. Like it's closed. It's the door slammed shut. But man, I don't know. We could sit and talk about it all day long, but everybody's bringing up valid points. I get it.
Yes, and I think Trent would even answer the same way. Y'all are bringing up valid points. Yes, you're right. I get it. This has gotten a little bit of a struggle for everyone. Yelovich is hesitating on his shot sometimes. Aberdeen and Ortega never hesitate on any shot, so that's good. But
a lot of people on that team can shoot the ball well. I'm not going to fuss if you're taking open shots.
Open shots.
Yeah, now if you take 10 open shots and you miss all 10, then you might want to close it down. But for a bit, it's just not your day. And I think one thing people they don't know this side of it either is Trent's basketball IQ is very high. So sometimes he'll even see a play ahead. Kind of how you were back in the day, Michael. You could see a play ahead when we were playing.
Talking about. Keep going. Please tell me how it was.
Yeah, you're feeling good. But you would kind of know what was going to happen the next play before it happened. Trent's like that. He can read the floor very well. And I think sometimes he's almost too unselfish. You know what I mean? Sometimes he needs to take that shot instead of dishing it off.
I do like this point here. I kind of said it earlier. Best pure shooter on the team. It's Pope's job to get him in the action and get him open as well. I was saying it earlier today. What I said is he's like the Cameron Mills. Cameron Mills never dribbled the ball. But, yeah, he could still get the plays drawn up to where it's coming off a screen to shoot the ball. So I agree with you there. Ortega's shot has a hesitation in it every time. Honestly, it's so weird. It's almost like he goes to shoot and then he doesn't want to shoot and then throws it up.
It's almost like he pulls it in and comes back like this. It's just a weird release.
I used to have a hitch in my shot and I knew I was going to miss it when I do it. What I would do is almost like a slingshot, cocking it back to throw it. And I feel like almost that's what he's doing, coming up and then brings it back to shoot it. And it's so awkward.
It's just weird.
How in the world has that not been fixed? But Gutter, whoever Gutter is, we appreciate you getting in the comments here. Says Trent needs to create just enough space like James Harden. That would be nice if he could do some of the James Harden stuff, but I don't know.
You can't take that many steps like the NBA does.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Bill Cartwright is kind of like what his shot is.
Just like DA was fire yesterday and run, all of a sudden they will go away from him.
And that's my point with this team. When somebody's hot, go with them. Let them have the ball. Like, that's when you got to say, it's you. This game, it's you, man. And it's
so finishing, or we'll wrap this episode up with this, guys. Thank you all so much for getting in the
I can't
comments.
believe we've been talking 55 minutes.
Yeah, you didn't think we last that long. As this pops up, please, all you Facebookers, we love you all so much. We have usually almost 2,000 that watch each episode by the end of the week. We need you to go to YouTube and hit that subscribe button because we are on the road to how much, Mark?
I think you said 500.
500 is our goal. We're at 417, so please go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button because we
held up the 5. So, I thought we were looking for 5 subscribers. I was like,
I mean, we'll take that too. So I don't even know where I was going with my point now.
Sorry.
I'm so bad at this. Why do we have a podcast?
I've often wondered that because I feel like we get on here and ramble a lot, but I feel like we have valid points at times.
Oh, I know what it was now.
Go around the corner to get to them.
Yes. So Pope has been dedicated to this analytics. These are when people are so good. This is how much minutes they play when they're the best, blah, blah, blah. I'm hoping, and I truly am hoping, he's staying true to that for the next 3 games to finish the regular season. And then I'm hoping when we get into SE tournament time, it's, hey, this is what we went by, but now it's win or go home. So you're playing good. We're going with him. Oh, you've turned the ball over a few times. You're not doing well. Sorry, you got to ride the pine. It's time to be Kentucky basketball. That's what I'm hoping. What do you think on that? No?
Yeah, I mean, we got to do something.
Yes.
It's one of those things you keep thinking to yourself, well, some of these games can't get any worse than some of the ones we've seen. And then something bad will happen. And you're like, well, you proved me wrong. But we just got to come together and play as a team. Team ball. I want to see a lot of assists. That's what I want to see with this team. I want to see them get, because I feel like when they're throwing the ball around, whipping the ball around, they play so much lighter, if that makes sense. Like they're just kind of like they don't really think, they just play.
Yeah. Here's a comment that says that if they keep the games close, they'll take the Cats every time, basically. And that's one thing we said with the lineup that we have. We've got to have every game close to have a chance.
Yep.
Let them play on their natural talent at this point. I agree. Neutral talent. I thought it was going to be neutral floor. Okay. I'm a horrible reader, so I try to anticipate what it may say so I don't have
Once
to read
again,
it.
why do we have a podcast?
Why do we have a podcast? But, if you guys would be interested in sponsoring the podcast, let us know. We could pop up some ads. We can even do some commercials.
I want to show them this. If any of you would be interested in a wallet, a Cats Chat wallet, they made this at Harlan County High School for me. It's $8. They'll make you a wallet. I can get you one if you want one. That's not me selling them. That's what they charge to do it. Mr. Boland's class, man, they can do cups and everything. They can do all kinds of stuff, and they laser engrave it. And you can see right there, they put the logo on there.
Appreciate you joining.
Cool. What's going on, Caleb? So if anybody would want one of those, let me know. I'll get one for you from the high school.
Sounds great. All right, here's a question, and I said we were going to end it. We're almost to an hour. Mark, go ahead and read it because I'm horrible.
How deep of a run to consider it a good season? I'm saying at least Sweet 16, but I don't think they'll get there. Man, I would love to see us get to the Sweet 16. I just don't want to lose first round. That's my big thing right now. Don't lose first round.
Make it farther than Cal. Who cares?
Now, the problem with that, though, Cal is playing teams like Oakland. We're going to play in somebody that's kind of on a neutral playing field. You know what I mean? Like they're a pretty good team as well. They're a decent team. So I don't know.
Prior to the year started, we talked about we made it to the Sweet 16 last year. It's a fail if we don't make it to the 16 or past because we had the season vets coming back and everything. Due to injuries and everything, we have to lower our standards. Most NCAA championship teams are under 8 losses for the year. Obviously, that's not us. But if we make it to the Sweet 16, I will be happy. I think Sweet 16 is a good ceiling for us. I'd love for us to win it, and I think we could win it. But that's me with high hopes.
Caleb's saying hopefully Cam comes back. I've heard rumors that he could. I don't know. I think it's safe to say that Acquaintance is not coming back. I think we know that for a while.
We knew that. Yeah. I don't think we're going to NIT. I think we are going to make it NCAA. especially if we just win one of these next
three
three
games, Michael, and then lose first round of the SEC tournament. Do we still make the NCAA tournament?
That would probably be NIT. No lie. That would probably be NIT. And what's crazy, if we don't win one of these games, we probably don't have a bye in the SEC tournament.
It's just one of those stories like somebody will say, who do you think's going to win? Well, it depends on which team shows up. I mean, and I hate to say it like that, but it's so frustrating.
Yeah. And what's crazy is we talked about platooning this team in the preseason.
Now we're just trying to get enough people healthy to play.
Yes, and the bench to do anything. I would love to see Pope change his substitution scheme. I'm fine with the minutes or whatever on that, but when Garrison comes in, let's leave somebody else in to help with the ball. What I'm saying on that is we'll sub in Garrison, Trent, Jasper, and Mole. We'll have all four of those in all at once. And those are bench players for a reason. Nothing against them, but there are bench players. Like, why in the world would we not have Aberdeen in or have Ortega in who can at least handle the ball? So, I don't know. I wish he would switch those out. Sub for one or two players in for a few minutes, then get your starter back in and sub another person in. Like,
Gutter said Pope will have the Ferrari fixed by the end of the season. We better get that Jiffy Lube working in a hurry, man. That's all I'm saying. You know, Caleb, we were talking about the subbing game being off earlier. That's kind of what it's been. It really has.
Yes, and I like this. One at a time. One at a time. The substitute, one at a time. Let's see here. It broke down after the Purdue game. Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Well, that part must be expensive
it lost its tires.
Or on back order because we need to get it back quick.
Let's see here. Jimmy said he's watched Marquez too much for me to read.
I've watched 3 games at Rupp this year that we honestly should have won: UNC, Missouri, and Georgia. But hey, I'll ride with Kentucky till I die. Though I'm the same, man. I'm going. Like I said, I'm a UK fan till I die. That's fact of the matter. And like somebody asked me, well, what would you do if Trent left? Well, I'm going to cheer for Trent wherever he goes, but I'm still going to be a UK fan. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's never going to change.
We have Cats Chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not Cats Chat and Trent.
I'll root for Trent. I'm rooting for Maddox at ETSU. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I'll root for these guys wherever they go play. So,
and we're rooting for Cutter in Arizona State.
Yeah,
we can be fans of players, but we are blue bleeders.
Well, I'll be pretty much. That's how I am in the NBA. I like certain players. I don't really have a team.
Yeah, it's tough to have a team. I mean, basically, we like Kentucky in the NBA. You know,
that's kind of pretty much who I follow. I try to keep up with some of them.
Maxey, Bam, Booker, SGA.
Knight, some of those guys.
Well, I don't think he plays anymore, but yes,
Brandon Knight not playing anymore?
Dude, that's like 15 years ago.
Well, who is it that I'm thinking about that's still playing? Like, he plays point guard some. Is Quickly playing?
Quickly is Toronto.
I might be thinking of Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah, we'll just act like you are, even if you ain't. We'll go with that.
Leave me alone. He said, I remember when fans wore the bags over their heads at football games, but I was still a Kentucky football fan. And that's just it.
Exactly.
Like, that's the thing, and we want here. We want true fans. Like, it's okay to critique your team, but you don't have to be a jerk about it. That's the thing. You can talk about things that need fixed, but you don't go bad-mouthing the kids or bad-mouthing players. Yeah, I get frustrated with Pope and his substitution. Don't mean I hate Pope. I think he's a great guy. I just think we got to fix some things, and I'm
thinking of Fox too.
That's who it was, Michael.
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know who he plays for?
He was playing for the Kings, but he don't play there no more.
No.
Is he at the Pistons now?
No.
Where is he? I don't know.
No. Spurs.
Is he with the Spurs? So
yes.
Who else is Keldon Johnson still with the Spurs?
That I don't know. I don't think so. He was, but I think that was in the trade. I don't even know where he's at now.
That's actually a good fit for him.
Yeah, especially with Wemby. Like, I think he's 26, maybe 27. So now you're playing with Wemby, the new generation player. Like, you're set, dude. Stay there. I like Stoops, but we needed a change. We agree. I think the NIL gets fixed. It helps. I think if the NIL gets fixed, it helps. I agree. We got all kinds of comments coming here, guys. Yeah. We appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, this is what helps us be able to do this. Because if it was just me and Michael talking, we'd just sit here like this most of the time because we wouldn't know what to do.
All right, Caleb. Of course, you fixed it here. That's for a different episode. I do think having Stein now does give us a fresh start.
I'm
So
liking
we'll
some
see how
of the
it kind of
players
goes.
he's getting. I will say that.
Yes. It's going to be fun. Anytime a fresh change like this, it's going to be fun. I mean,
But
we
what
lost Pope's
scares
first
me
year.
the most about it, I like the players we were getting for basketball this year.
Yeah.
And it just, but like I said, this is going to happen. And I don't think people understand this. This is going to happen sometimes in the NIL era when you go out and get teams from different, or you get players from all these different teams and all these different pieces. You know, I told you about that article I saw earlier where they were looking at some of the players from these other teams, like even a Caden Lewis, who was here, is now at Villanova, talking about maybe getting him in, back in the transfer portal. But in this era of transfer portal, there are going to be those years where it looks like everything's going to come together and some things just don't fit. Like I said, I feel like we have the pieces. We just have to get them all firing at the same time.
Yes, I agree. Because honestly, we've not had two people hot in one game since the Purdue game. So if we could actually put some stuff together, because one-on-one, I'd take Ortega with anyone going to the hole. Aberdeen's looking very well. Marino's got some good moves down low, and he sees the guy to pass to. So if we could really get some stuff moving, I think we got a shot. Stein been killing the portal. We
meshed very well, and that was kind of crazy too. It was such a short time span to get a team together, and it came together. You just got some pieces that worked well together.
Yeah,
and I mean,
you had the right pieces that wanted to mesh. So that's like Brea. I seen something talking about how did Pope win Kobe Brea last year when we was competing with other people's or other college teams, but yet we can't win anything else now with a recruit. But I don't know, man.
There may be something, man. There may be something up his sleeve that we don't know about too. There could be one of these guys that's actually committed back, on the back channels, but hasn't really signed yet. I don't know, but nothing has been confirmed. And I think that's what scares people.
Well, and this is actually the whole reason why I was talking about the recruits earlier. Is Stokes again is talking about it's either Kansas or Kentucky, and Tipton put out an article that it's clearer, but the NIL is the problem. And in the article, which I didn't read, but somebody told me, he wants Kansas. He doesn't want Kentucky. But if they can't match whatever money or NILs that he would be wanting, then he's coming to Kentucky. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be sloppy seconds. If you don't want to play for us, that's good. You're not
I'm kind of the same way. I mean, if you want to be here, great. We'd love to have you. But if you're just coming here because we're your second option, sorry, moving on.
That's the comment. We need a GM. All these Tony teams Duck, are Tony Duck. I messaged him actually last night about it. I said, hey, man, they've been hearing some stuff about GMs. You're putting your hat in that. And he just said, man, they really need to get one. We're missing too many recruits right now. I was like, man, first of all, Tony Duck is messaging me back. But second of all, how cool is that Tony is messaging me back? All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd rather have team players. 100%.
I think with this question right here from Jimmy, let's go ahead and we'll end it on this one. What is the meaning behind the whole income is greater than the outcome? Okay. That happened. Let's talk about it. Everybody was talking about it's not a good look, yada, yada, yada. If you go to that Instagram, the song that is playing in the background has those lyrics. And all the player wrote was that statement, income is greater than the outcome. But the other part that whoever made the graphic, he didn't even type that part. But they added that in there. They were making it out to be something a lot bigger than it was.
I don't know. And I'm not saying that I think he did anything wrong. Let me first say that.
I don't think it was meant.
Right. I think it was innocently done to be taken the way that everyone's taking it. Granted, Trent's pretty smart. And I don't know why he didn't why he didn't think what that may look like.
I mean, he was just quoting the lyrics from the song. I don't know.
But then again, you're a college student on Instagram. Who's really going to be looking at Instagram this in depth to see what you're saying? I mean, who would have thought that?
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, it definitely looked bad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all's comments. Honestly, I'd love to stay here and chat with y'all more while you're in the comments. It makes it so much better for our content, our podcast, and everything. But old dad's old and it's 10 o'clock and I got to go to bed. So with that being said, Mark, where can people find you at?
You can find me on X at DJ Mark Lawson, Instagram at DJ Mark Lawson. You can find me on Facebook at Mark Lawson. And I mean, you can pretty much find me here every Wednesday. You can find me at basketball. Well, not any more basketball games, but oh well.
Maybe some baseball games coming up, right? We'll have to check that out. Guys, you can find me MDLawson00 on all social media platforms. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything like that. Also, check out our Cats Chat on TikTok. We went a whole week of putting some shorts on there on Name the Cat. I think it had some pretty good little turnouts. We're going to have to get back and doing that. Probably will put one out tomorrow. I want to make one that's super hard because everyone got them pretty easy.
One of those old guys from like the 50s or something.
We may have to see what we come up with. Do a Pat Riley or somebody, a Wawa Jones. But as always, guys, we're thankful for every like, every comment, every subscription that you guys do with us. If it weren't for you all, we wouldn't be here. This is a fan-based podcast where we want to hear from you and we want to talk with you. So we appreciate it. Out of everything we've talked about, some lies may have been told, some truths may have been told. That's for you to judge. But this is the definite truth that you need to live your life by if you want to be happy in the world. 3 little rules. 1, love God. 2, love others. And 3, love UK sports. And
guys, just remember this, keep in your prayers the Toll family, the McDaniels family right now, and those losses. Just please be praying for those folks. It's going to be a crazy couple days. We got a visitation tomorrow, funeral on Friday, and then I got another visitation Friday night and a funeral on Saturday. So just be praying for those families. Guys, God bless.